Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, the high performance mentor, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show raises the bar for other more sport enthusiasts. Holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Your frustration is the killer of men's dreams, bro. Like, it's not failure, it's frustration. Frustration kills more dreams than we can think of. You see, failure, it teaches you. Frustration, on the other hand, it convinces you. And what happens is that you quit too soon. And so the only way forward is this, my brother. Don't you fucking stop until you figure this shit out. You see, I've tested multiple morning routines. Like, man, I was on this shit nonstop, trying to lock this in, trying different things because I started a new endeavor. I started working with, I started a partnership with my best friend, right? And so I had to commute. Now I have to commute pretty fucking far, right? And I chose where I live. Like, we moved down south and it's wild. Like, I knew that eventually I'd had to commute big time. And so here we are today, right? And so all these different routines, like, I was stuck in my head. I was stuck being fucking hard-headed, right? And some had me stuck in traffic, some had me dragging ass, some had me fucking falling asleep at work, right? But I just kept adjusting. I fucking set up earlier alarms. I set up different gym times. I set up new routines. I changed things around. I kept fucking moving and adjusting until finally I found something that fucking works, right? And so now I avoid the traffic. And I still get a little bit of spirited driving in before work. And so if I had to quit because I was frustrated, man, I'd still be wasting time hating my fucking mornings. Literally hating my mornings. Like, whoo! And I take a deep breath because, like, man, I was doing everything that I needed to do in order to figure this out. Like, man, I even took it as far as waking up at 3 a.m. for 2 weeks because I was hard-headed, because I wanted to work out in my garage, because I wanted to meditate here at home, because I wanted to pray here at home, because I wanted to have breakfast here at home, because I wanted to have my little tuning session that I have here at home, because I wanted to do everything here at home, take a shower, get ready, and then head to work. But what was happening was that, yes, I even the week that I woke up at 3 a.m., the 2 weeks I should say, that I woke up at 3 a.m., yeah, I was getting everything done, but then I was stuck in traffic for 2 fucking hours. 2 hours. And then I was falling asleep in traffic. I was getting to work all fucking tired. I was hating life because I was like, yo, this is not sustainable, right? For me, at least, for how I'm living my life. Because for you to wake up at 3 a.m., you need to be fucking asleep by 8 in order to get 7 hours, right? And I couldn't. I'm getting home at 8. Right? And so, like, that shit was unsustainable for my schedule. And on top of that, like I'd get home and go straight to sleep, and I wouldn't have spent no time with my wife, wouldn't spend no time with family, wouldn't spend no time, not even with my dogs. Like, and no, that was not working for me. But yet, if I would have let the frustration hold me back, if I would have let the frustration halt me, if I would have let the frustration keep me playing small, then I would never figure things out. I would have quit. I would have quit because I was frustrated, right? Instead, I used it to fuel me. I used it to get going. I used it to now that I love my mornings. I literally went from hating my mornings to now loving my mornings, right? And so frustration is the fucking wall, bro. And it's actually the wall that you need to push through. Like, the thing is that frustration is the wall that holds most of us back. Like, most men quit when frustration shows up, right? And like, they think that oh, frustration is here, man. This is a sign to stop. This is a sign that things are getting hard. This is a sign maybe that this is not the right way. Bullshit. When frustration shows up, my friend, it's literally a sign that is telling you, yo, you're breaking through. Yo, you're shedding a new skin. Yo, you're about to get a breakthrough. Yo, you're about to level up. If you push through the frustration, if you let the frustration hold you back, if you quit, if you let the frustration get the best of you, then it's gonna stop you. It's like when you start a new diet, or like when you start a new workout routine, or even when you start a new hustle, right? Like, the frustration always shows up, right? And what happens is that most of us quit, right? But In that moment when you're frustrated, in that moment when things are clunky, in that moment where things seem like, oh my God, I don't know if I can figure this shit out. Like instead of pushing through until it flows, like most of us quit because we get frustrated. Oh, fuck this shit. This is not meant to work. All this. Like we let our ego get the best of us. And we think that because we're feeling frustrated, it means that this is not the right move. But you're just learning. You're figuring things out. Of course you're going to be frustrated. The frustration is a sign that you're breaking through to a new level. You see, frustration isn't the end. Frustration, it's the signal that growth is right around the corner. So which one are you going to choose? You're going to choose frustration, letting you stop you in your tracks from becoming the best version of yourself? Or you're going to use frustration to build yourself up, to become stronger, to push through that wall, and to become that badass motherfucker that you were meant to be? You see, you need to be willing to experiment with things until it clicks. Like nothing works perfectly on the first attempt. As a matter of fact, nothing rarely ever works perfectly on the first couple tries, right? You gotta be persistent. You gotta be willing to go in. You gotta be willing to try different things. You gotta be willing to adjust. It's like learning to tune a car. Like you don't nail the perfect tune on the first pass, or shit, you don't nail the perfect tune on the first car that you tune or the first truck that you tune. Literally experienced this when I learned to tune my truck. I went to the tuning school to be able to tune my own stuff, and I ended up growing and evolving and then tuning other people's cars with when I wasn't even promoting it, all because people saw my shit and like, yo, can you tune my shit? And that evolved and that turned into another one. And so if I would have let the frustration hold me back from that first tuning session, I would have never nailed the setups. It took tweaks, it took adjustments, it took testing until I found the sweet spot, right? And it took believing in myself and pushing through the wall of frustration in order to build myself up. And so the same thing applies to your life. The same thing applies to your mentality. The same thing applies to your routines. The same thing applies to your relationships. The same thing applies to your goals, bro. Are you gonna let frustration hold you back? Or are you gonna use the frustration to give you a sign that you're about to push through a fucking breakthrough? You see, the small wins, if you use those small wins, they literally compound you into the level up. Those small wins compound into breakthroughs. But you gotta be willing to push through. You gotta be willing to stack those small wins. You gotta be willing to believe in yourself. You gotta be willing to figure this shit out. You gotta be willing to figure out one piece at a time. Because frustration, it brings anger, it brings resentment, I don't wanna do this shit anymore, right? But that is the moment where you gotta lock in. Like figuring out one piece of the puzzle literally unlocks the momentum so that you can figure out the rest of the puzzle. At the beginning, it's always the hardest. But if you know that going in, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be challenging, you're gonna be frustrated, but you gotta push through anyways, that is gonna increase your chances of succeeding. Like, look, it took me adjusting my morning routine by rearranging the order of which I was doing things to literally change my entire day. And now I have less stress, I have more productivity, and I have more energy than ever. But before, I was letting my frustration hold me back because I was hard-headed, because I was like, no, I needed to do things a certain way, and I wasn't gonna change the way. I was really willing to wake up at 3 a.m. and I tried that for 2 weeks, and I was like fucking exhausted, literally falling asleep on my drive to work, which became 2 hours because I needed to do everything in here at home. I needed to work out in my garage. I wanted to meditate here. I wanted to pray here. I wanted to do everything here. And then by the time I wanted to take a shower here, but that was fucking me up, right? And then it took me adjusting, it took me reevaluating myself, it took me adjusting what I was doing in order to give me less stress, more productivity, and more energy. And now I fucking love my morning routine. You see, stack enough of those small wins in your life, and then your whole life ends up leveling up as a result. Literally. But you cannot let the frustration hold you back. That wall of frustration is a sign that you need to break through, that you need to push through. Like, don't let the frustration hold you back. Don't let the frustration put you down. Don't let the frustration get the best of you, because most of us let it get the best of us. And so my question for you, dog, is where in your life have you been letting the frustration make the decisions for you? And what I mean by that is like you get frustrated and then you quit, right? You get frustrated and you think it's too hard. You get frustrated and you're like, oh, maybe this is that. Maybe it's just not for me. You get frustrated, maybe this is not going to work out. Like, where in your life have you been letting the frustration make the decision for you? And my challenge for you today is that I want you to pick one thing. There might be many things in your life, but I want you to just pick one thing that you've been ready to quit on, right? And instead of quitting, I want you to try one new adjustment this week. I want you to try one new thing. I want you to try to think things around. I want you to try to look things from a different perspective. And I want you to keep testing things until it clicks. Like, know that if you're willing to be persistent, you will figure things out. But you cannot let the frustration hold you back. You see, the frustration is fuel only if you keep pushing forward, my friend. So don't you stop until you figure it out. Because on the other side of that wall of frustration that you're feeling, that is holding you, that is telling you to stop, if you push through that motherfucking wall, on that other side is the badass motherfucker that you're becoming. So don't you dare stop. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare let the frustration get the best of you. We all experience it. We all go through it. Especially when you're trying new things, especially when you're trying to level up, especially when you're trying to do more and be more than anyone else. Like, things are going to be hard. Things are going to be challenging. Things are going to feel like, I don't know if I got what it takes, right? But you got to fucking push through. You got to hammer down. You got to use that fucking frustration to remind yourself, yo, I'm about to level up. This is a sign. This is the moment. This is where we become who the fuck we're meant to be. Push through that motherfucker. Break the wall and become the man that's on the other side of that. Yo, I'm slamming the checkered flag deep into the ground and I'm claiming victory for every wide open warrior that's out there. My brother, this is your wake-up call. Break the chains, step out of the average, and become that badass motherfucker that you were born to be. This Live Wide Open movement isn't just a podcast. This is the mission that God has stamped in my heart, and helping you rise is the purpose I live for. So lock this shit in, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And if today's message lit that fire in your chest, then don't you dare keep this shit to yourself. Fuel another brother. Send this to another motorhead. Send this to another gearhead. Send this to another warrior who's just as hungry for more as you are, because let's be real. A better life for your family is non-negotiable. You've got people who are depending on you. You've got a legacy to create. And those excuses, they'll never feed the fucking table, bro. It's time to get up. It's time to get after it. And it's time to get to fucking work, dog. This is your moment. This is your mission. This is your movement. And Wide Open is the fucking way. Let's go.